Welcome back to 5 Minutes of X, where we hit my second favorite number today, 37 of these.
In a row?
X-Men number 26 dropped September 1st, 1966. It was written by Roy Thomas, drawn by Werner Roth. The issue opens with Professor X staring at a cerebral projection of Kukulcan, while a giant word vomit box explains everything from the last issue that should have been shown on the page rather than told. Kukulcan is confirmed as Mayan in this yellow text box, and the second half of the last issue, where we found the other half of the magic rock, was a museum, not just some random warehouse with a chandelier, as they didn't explain in the issue. Cyclops shakes off the guard but gets dropped by Kukulcan, who declares he is unconscious but not destroyed. Let him live to tell of his defeat. Okay, fine. But then, thus shall it be with any who oppose Kukulcan. So he's not killing anyone. He wants his defeated enemies alive to tell others. Still a villain, but no murder. Takes some of the edge off, no? In any case, Kukulcan harnesses the power of the sun and heads to the Mayan jungle to reclaim his kingdom. He clears out the vines and moves in some followers who are Jedi mind-tricked locals. The X-Men wake up in the museum and head home. Cut to Jean in college at the library digging into some Mayan research at Professor X's request. The guy who keeps hitting on her shows up with his new friend Calvin Rankin, the Mimic. You'll remember him from a few issues back. He played with his dad's chemicals and copied powers, and then got mind wiped by Xavier. He recognizes Jean here, but can't place her in his mind or whatever. She denies it, and this issue is going to come back to haunt us pretty soon. Jean returns to the mansion with her books, and we get a string of inner monologues. Warren hasn't stopped thinking about Jean, and now is noticing that Jean likes Scott, and that Scott likes her. Jean is noticing that Scott likes her, and Scott likes her too. Everyone finally on the same page. They just won't say it out loud. At the same time, Warren's jealousy of Scott starts poking through. It's clumsy writing, considering last issue he gave up on her, but it sets up some conflict escalation between Warren and Scott for the rest of the issue. The team takes a motorboat to the Mayan temple. Fight time. The X-Men are losing until Iceman ices the top of a giant snake monolith, which cuts off Kukulcan's power. Cyclops fires, but Kukulcan ducks at the last minute, and Angel takes a full blast. The monolith crumbles into a fissure, the rock stops working, Kukulcan reverts back to El Tigre. The issue closes with Scott carrying a badly hurt Warren, who is in a haze, and he accuses Scott of shooting him on purpose. Bobby and Hank now know that there's girl trouble in the mix. Quick detour, Thor number 134 also came out September 1st, 1966. The main Thor story doesn't matter here, but there's a one-page cameo with Wanda and Pietro. Pietro has his speed back, and we don't see Wanda using her powers, so I'm unsure what's happening there. They see a light on top of a mountain. Wanda wonders aloud if that light is tied to their returning powers. The light, though, is the first appearance of the High Evolutionary. MCU fans know him from the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as the villain torturing animals. So the X-Men number 26 art looks sharp for 1966. Clean lines, strong shadows, great color contrast, plenty of bright outdoor scenes. Especially here on pages 9 and 10. The story is cheesy but fun. The real action is the love triangle between Scott, Jean, and Warren. Scott finally decides he's going to act. Jean is clearly interested. Warren is bitter and butthurt despite telling himself that he's moving on in the last issue. This is really good writing here. As for Thor, I want more of more than just like a one-page tease in an unrelated book. I want to see why Wanda and Pietro's powers faded to begin with. I want to see why and how they come back. Right now, it feels like Marvel might drop the ball. I haven't read these non-X-Men books, so we're finding out as they drop the ball together. Well, you survived another session in the Danger Room. For more character info, reading lists, and what other nerdy projects I'm tangled up in, head on over to Jordy.com. New episodes drop Wednesdays at noon and Fridays at 4 p.m. Remember, the real ancient curse was 3 teenagers too scared to talk about their feelings.